No, had it been a good faith arrangement, I was paid to provide services to somebody, and in the course of providing those services, I had come up with a plan, or rather, what was an outline that I believe could have been engaged as part of a strategy for how to work with him. That would have included um, publicity about the situation. Unfortunately, because of what has happened and transpired since then, I have no actual understanding of what was understood to be appropriate for what was offered, and instead have experienced what I have. Just so you know, I'm under no pretense that anybody in Texas had any consideration of me personally as being somebody that had been subjected to crime and hence was somebody that deserved to have somebody support me in trying to exercise my rights to due process or get some sort of restitution. I have absolutely no evidence that anybody in Texas at any point since I came to Texas in November 2016 saw me personally as such a person. On the other hand, I have ample evidence from up to 2 years before I came to Texas that people were doing something connected to their support of, or rather, their contestation of Hillary Clinton's leadership, including potentially as President of the United States, and had at least enough access to information to understand I was one of her special girls, and they expected to be able to use me to engage with and interfere in or otherwise influence factors in her life regarding her political destiny as well as the political destinies of other people who were her special girls and boys. And some of those people are as old as I am, maybe even a little older. Some of those people might be qualified to run for legislature in the United States or all those other countries where the Clintons are so important. Some of them might even be qualified to be president if they weren't in a situation where they were continuously being extorted into. First, agreeing to pledge loyalty to an organized crime syndicate that decided to use, among other things, the political ambitions of Hillary Clinton personally as the primary node around which they tried to leverage their command and control over other people's lives. Now, I'm concerned that what happened was that proposal I sent was copyrighted or patented and weaponized. And that anything I've tried to do for myself in order to get some sort of restitution for myself is identified in a nexus of understanding that I was in a context of people that were likewise being tormented and attempted for extortion. And I saw myself as a member of a group of people that were being exploited for somebody else's financial and political gain. And what I've seen in the last 4 years is over and over and over again, you keep wanting to flip me to be in a position of advocacy for my oppressor. You keep wanting to put me in the position of somebody that identifies themselves as having been pressured or having been put into an uncomfortable situation or maybe being denied their workers' rights by using me and my life as leverage for those who should rightfully have been the first level of respondents. And then, once they responded, maybe they would have had some access to justice for themselves because rather than demonstrating loyalty over and over again to the other levels of the pyramid scheme that is the organized crime syndicate, and hoping that they could just get some insurance coverage to put themselves into the lieutenant position long enough to work what they needed to maybe reconfigure who the kingpin was, then maybe they would have some access to some recourse for themselves. But in order to do that, they would have either A, had to get the fuck out of the way from allowing me and the people I was with to get access to the resources we need, or B, understand their loyalty has cost. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shut this video off and I'm going to read. I haven't even read it. I haven't even read it. And here's the thing, right? Is that if I had provided it and he had told me that this is a product that is for my exclusive use that I am purchasing from you, and now I'm going to put a copyright on it or I'm going to put a patent on it and now it's mine, then you know what? I wouldn't have given it to him. I would never have accepted that arrangement. If I send you a report or I submit a legal filing doing what I can while I'm forced to represent myself pro se, to try to articulate an argument while also describing a sequence of facts regarding my observations, you have a right to challenge my credibility in court. You do. You don't have a right to steal it and then sell it to weapons companies and or allow for contractors to get their part in it and then manipulate court records to change and alter dates so that then you can create a new product line that you give to somebody else. While you not only dispossess me of my rights to due process the whole time, but you engage in ridiculous acts of reprisal against any other person for any reason, whether I've met them or not, whether I would be a political sympathizer with them or not. And you certainly had no right to steal the evidence that I acquired during June of 2017 when I was sent that special postcard that I understood could give me access to a certain kind of leverage concerning writs that are issued by the sheriff's department or in conjunction with the sheriff's department that provide an option that can be executed later to somebody's political advantage if they keep their mouth shut and understand their actual role in the kickback scheme. 2017, June of 2017, I got the lineup. It's in one of the damn filings. That's when you started. That's when you started offering me things that amounted to keep your mouth shut. We got some people we need to take care of. It's none of your business right now, but if you play along a little bit later, we'll get to you. Well, you're getting me now.